Hi Vijay, are you able to hear me? Okay. Are you able to see my screen? So can we start? You said you are a beginner in SAS, right? Okay. So we can see what is SAS. SAS stands for Statistical Analysis System. It is a statistical analysis software which is mainly used for data analysis. So the main use of SAS are data entry, data management, report writing, graphics. We have got different statistical and mathematical procedure to do the analysis. So statistical and mathematical analysis, project management, and even in application development. See, you might have heard about many other data analysis tool, right? For example, Tableau, Python, R, Excel, these all are data analysis tool. But we can say SAS is the leading tool right now in the market for the data analysis. See, it has got so many good capabilities that makes it stand ahead of all other tools. You can learn easily. Anyone can learn easily SAS. If you are from any background, you will be easily able to learn SAS. You can use it in any domain. This tool, you can use it in any domain. For example, for the clinical data, clinical and banking, telecom, retail, healthcare, wherever the data is there, you will be able to apply SAS. Okay. So coming to the software. Let me open the software. So this is the software we are going to use. I'll teach you, each and every environment. So here we can see mainly there are 5 windows. See, first one is editor window. Second one is log window, output window, explorer window, and result window. Let me make you familiar with each windows. So here you can see editor window. So this editor window is mainly for typing, editing, and submitting your program. Okay. So editor window is mainly for typing, editing, and submitting your program. Okay. And see, whatever you write, you will be able to write only in the editor window. This is the code window. So whatever the code you write it in the editor window. And log window is mainly for checking the errors, warnings, and messages. See, any program, not only SAS, any language works with proper syntax, right? So you need to follow that syntax. If you make any mistake in that syntax, this log window will tell you what is the mistake you have done. Okay, so log window is mainly for checking the errors, warnings, and messages. Means it can be a proper error message or it can be a warning note. Whatever it is, you will be able to see it in the log window. Accordingly, you will be able to correct your program. Right? We may make mistakes, right? So you can see through the log window. An output window is mainly for accessing your output. See, whatever the input you give it in the editor window, definitely you will be generating an output, right? So that output you will be able to access using this output window. An explorer window is mainly for accessing the files and libraries in SAS. See, whatever the dataset you generate in the editor window, by default, it will go and save it in the library. Okay, so library, there are 2 kinds of library in SAS. One is, the first one is temporary library and the other one is permanent library. Okay, so temporary library, we also call it as work library. Okay, work library. So whatever the data set you generate here in the editor window, by default, it will go and save it in the temporary library. That we also call it as work library. Library anyway, we'll be learning in detail. We have a different chapter, okay, for the library. So library, SAS libraries are the location where the data sets are stored. Okay, so by default, the data set are stored in the work library. Default library is work library, but if you want to store it in a permanent library, we can do that. We can generate a permanent library and we can store the data set in the permanent library. I'll teach you later on, okay, how to create the library and all. So in the temporary library, you won't be able to save the dataset forever. Okay, you can save the dataset only till the current session expires. So once your session expires, you won't be able to see the dataset in the temporary library. So if you want to work the dataset, again, what we need to do, you need to save it in the permanent library always. Okay, I'll teach you that. So Explorer window is mainly for accessing the files and libraries in SAS. And result window is more or less like output window only. In output window, you can see only the latest result. Okay, otherwise you need to scroll back and see it, which output it is. But in result window, you can see each and everything, in a well organized form. Means if you have generated 2-3 data sets, all the data set will be there in the result window one by one. So whichever you want, you can click and take it. So we can say it is an index to the output window. Okay, so editor window is mainly for, so what is editor window? So editor window is mainly for typing, editing and submitting your program. And log window is mainly for checking the warnings and messages. So it can be a note or it can be a warning or it can be a proper error message. And output window is mainly for accessing your output. Explorer window is mainly for accessing your files and libraries in SAS. Result window is mainly for accessing your output. So result and output window are exactly same windows. Result window, I can say it is an index to the output window. Is it clear, the windows? Okay, so let me type a program and explain how each windows are working. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so I am into the editor window right now. So now once I double click it, you can see here editor window. So can you see editor? So now you can maximize it. So I'm going to say, I'll explain, okay, what exactly, this. Don't worry, I will explain what is data, what is input. Okay. Okay. So we have, see, I have written here some codes, right? So you can see there are mainly two steps here. The first one is starting with data and the second one is proc. I didn't give a line here. By default, I got this line here, okay? So the building blocks of SAS program, normally we say there are two steps, okay? The first one is data step and the other one is proc step. Proc is nothing but procedure. So there are mainly two steps in SAS. One is data step and the other one is proc step. Proc is nothing but procedure. So data step always start with a keyword called data And after the data keyword, you can see employee. Okay, this is the editor window. Okay, we are into the editor window right now. Here you can write anything, you can edit anything, you can submit anything. Okay, I'll show you. So here you can see I have written this, I can edit anything here. See, I've given employee here, right? If I want to make it employee, you can do that. See, you can do that. You can edit anything here. Okay. So what I said is the building blocks of SAS program contain, there are two steps. One is data step and the other one is procedure step. Okay. So data step always start with the keyword called data. And after the data keyword, you can see dataset name. I have given here employee. Employee is the dataset name I have given. You can give any name, depends on the nature of your data. You can give any name. Okay. So you can give school, product, or lab, clinic, whatever. You can give any name for the dataset. But you need to follow SAS naming rule while assigning the dataset name. Rule number 1. You are not supposed to start with numbers. Okay, numbers are not allowed to start. Got it? You are not supposed to write one employee. That is wrong. You can write employee 1. That is fine. Even in the middle, you can use number. It can be alphanumeric. That is not an issue. But while beginning, you are not supposed to use number. That is the first condition. And the rule number 2, you are not supposed to give space in between the dataset name. See, if you want to write employee details, obviously you will be giving a space here, right? So you are not supposed to give space in between the dataset name. So instead of space, you can use underscore. What you can do? You can write employee underscore details. Okay, you can write employee underscore details. That is fine. Spaces are not allowed in between the dataset name. Okay, even while starting, you can use underscore or alphabet. While starting the name, also you can use underscore or alphabet. You are not supposed to use numbers, right? I told you that. So while starting, you can use underscore or alphabet. Okay, underscore or alphabet. Spaces are not allowed in between the dataset name. To cover up the space, you can use underscore. Right? To cover up the space, you can use underscore. Underscore is the only special character you are allowed to use. And including underscore, the maximum character you can use is 32. Only 32 characters maximum you can use, including underscore. You got it? So the numbers are not allowed while starting the dataset name. You can start either with alphabets or underscore. Clear? And you cannot use space in between the dataset name. Instead of space, you can use underscore. Including underscore, the maximum character you can use is 32. Is it clear? Okay. Next. Next line, you can see input. So what is input? In Excel sheet, normally you see columns and rows, right? In Excel sheet, normally we see columns and rows. So in the column, we write normally name, age, sex, right? And the value we give Maya, Ram, right? 23, female, right? This is the way normally we give, right? This we call it as what? Column names. In SAS, this column name, we call it as variables. What we say? Variables. Variables. And rows, we call it as observations. Whatever the row, Maya 23. Rows are, horizontal, right? So rows, we call it as observations. So vertical things are columns, that we call it as variables. Horizontal things are row, that we call it as observations. So here you can see input statement normally we use to assign the variable names. They are column names, right? And cards or data lines, DATALINES, okay? Cards or data lines, we used to read the observations. Observations. So input is for assigning the variable names, and cards or data lines, normally we used to read the observations. Hope it is clear. Okay, so how many variables we have here? How many variables we have? We have 4 variables. We have name, age, salary, and sex. Now we can see name I have passed Maya, right? You can see that name is Maya, right? And age is 67, salary 500, and sex is female, right? Okay. So how many rows are there here? We have 6 rows and 4 variables, right? 4 variables and 6 observations. 4 variables and 6 observations, right? Now, you can see after name, I have put a dollar symbol, and even after sex, I have given dollar symbol, right? Age and salary, there is no dollar symbol. What does it mean? If it is for separation, I need to give everywhere, right? Name dollar, age dollar, salary dollar, sex, right? But I have given only for the name and sex. You can see name, which is character, right? Here I have given completely character. And here, see, sex is also character. There are 2 kinds of variables in SAS. One is character variable and the other one is numeric variable. Character variable always followed with a dollar symbol. Otherwise, SAS won't be able to recognize the data. Okay, to read the character data properly, you must provide a dollar symbol after the variable name. You can give with space or without space. That is not an issue. Okay, if you want to give this way, you can give. There should be a dollar symbol after the variable. Okay, so what is numeric variable means what? Numeric variable will contain only the numbers, decimal points, and plus or minus symbol. So if it is, plus 50, minus 50, that is okay. That also will come under numeric data. Or if it is, 50.8 decimal values, that is also will come under the numeric data. Sometimes we can see the data this way, right? 50.8. This is number. You don't have to assign a dollar symbol to read the data. But if you have a value with special characters, see 1000. This way we represent, right? Sometimes money and all. So this come under character data. These kind of, so only the decimal points, plus or minus symbol or pure numbers, these all are coming under numeric data. So if you have any special characters or alpha numeric mix, these all are coming under character data. See if any data 2A, any serial number or anything, like if they mention 2A, this come under character data. That and all, eventually, anyway, you will get it, okay? Anyway, you will be learning everything. You got it? Okay. Now, so cards is to assign the observation. Now run is for executing your program. You know that run, most of the program you might have seen, it's for submission. So here execution. So here you can see each and every line I have enclosed with a semicolon, right? So here you can see data employee semicolon. That is the end of the data set name. So every statement should end with a semicolon. That is a part of syntax. So data set name, done, semicolon. Input, variable list, done. Cards, we have multiple observation. You are not supposed to put semicolon here. You can see the red line, right? And you have to put a semicolon once the observation line ends. Okay, the next line, you need to put a you're not supposed to put a semicolon here also. Okay, you need to put the semicolon next to the observation. And run is to execute your program. So this is my data step. So data step is mainly for processing your data. Procedure step is mainly for generating the report. Proc print. There are many procedures you are going to learn from me. This is a very basic procedure to print the data in your output environment. Okay, so now you can see I'm going to submit this step. For submission, what you can do, you can select it till where you need to select, and then you can right click and submit selection. Whatever the selection you have made, that you can submit it, or you can use the submit button. Can you see a submit button here? See here, this is a submit button. Select this, and you can submit it, or you can use F3 key in your keyboard, whatever. Okay. So I'm going to use this running man button. This is a submit button. Once you submit, where you can check any error or any message in the log. I told you log window is mainly for checking the errors, warnings, and messages. Okay. Now you can see the log window. Here, what I can see, the data set, we are generating a data, right? So here, the data set work.employee contain 6 observation and 4 variable. This is very much true, right? We don't have any error here. It's just a note, right? Proper note. 6 observation and 4 variable. So I have given only employee, right? For the dataset name. From where this work came, I told you there are 2 kinds of library in SAS. One is temporary library and the other one is permanent library. This temporary library, we also call it as work library. Clear? So by default, this data will go where? In the work library. This is the default library in SAS. Sometimes they ask you in the interview, which is the default library in SAS. That is work library. It's fine. Now I can go to the work library and check the dataset. So where can I check? In the Explorer window, there is a library here, right? So once you check it, you can see that you can see SAS help, there are other libraries also, which is inbuilt with the software, and bank. This is I generated. I'll show you how to generate the permanent library. And this is our library now, work library. Once you double click it, you can see the employee table. This is the table name you have given, right? The dataset name you have given employee, right? You go to the editor window and check, see what is the name of the dataset you have given employee, right? So now when you check it, you can see, double click it, you can see your employee table is ready, right? With tabular form with observation and variables. Variables are name, age, salary, sex, and the data, the observation, right? So this is the way we generate the dataset. This dataset is SAS dataset. Okay, this is a SAS dataset you generated. Right. Now, when you open the table, you can see a view table here. So you can right click and close that. Okay, now you are in the editor window. Now my output window is empty. Even result window is also empty. So how can I activate? I can run the proc step. Proc step is mainly for printing the data, right? I'm sorry, proc step is mainly for creating the report. Print procedure is mainly for printing the data in your output. So you can just write proc print semicolon run. That also will print your whatever the data you generated on top, that data set will get printed. But it's a best practice to include the dataset name also. You have a name already, right? So proc print data is equal to employee run. So run is for submission. Now select it and submit again. See, I'm going back here in the submit button. You have seen, right? This submit button, this running man button. Okay, so here you can go. Now you see your output window is active now, right? So you have got proper, here you can see the SAS system. This is the default title SAS has given. Okay, you can change this title. You can give any title, whatever you want. Maximum 10 title you can give for one program. I'll teach you how to change the title. So this is the default title, okay? Which is the default title? The SAS system. And the observation number. This also you can see it, okay? And this is, whatever the information you have given, right? Name, age, salary, and sex. And you can see the date and time and the page number, everything got printed here in the output window. Okay. So this is the way you generate the output. And now which window is empty now? The result window is empty now, right? So we can go to the result window. So this is editor, this is log. Now we can go to the result window. So the result window, what it says, so you can see a plus symbol here. Print SAS system. We didn't give any title for this program, right? So that is the reason the default title is shown here. So here you can see the print SAS system, right? So if you have given any other title, employee details, or whatever, like the title you give, that will pop up here. I didn't give any title for the program. This is the default title is showing here. So once I click on here on the plus symbol, you can see the dataset work.employee. Under this we have dataset work.employee. Okay. So now when you click it, you can see the same output here. Now, if you generate any other data set, what will happen? It will come here next to this, the data set, whatever the data you generate, it will come here. So whichever the output you want from the result window, you will be able to click it. Whichever the data set you want to view, whichever the output you want to view, you will be able to click and view. Hope it is clear, all the windows. Any doubt? Okay. So editor window is mainly for typing, editing, and submitting your program. Here you can type anything here. See, in the editor window, you can type anything, you can edit anything, even you can submit your program here. Right? Even you can save the program also. If you want to save the program, there is a save button here. Can you see? You can save the program also. It will ask you where to save. Show you that and all, clearly. Now, as a SAS programmer, what we do normally, as I told you, we will be doing the data analysis, right? We can focus on that. So first we need to extract the data, right? Data can be in any format, right? You don't get always SAS data set, so you get SAS data set, but you don't get always SAS data set. So what you need to do, you need to extract the data set. It can be, so data can be in Excel sheet, or it can be CSV format, or it can be text file, delimited file, or it can be in some other database, whatever it is. So SAS will be able to access any kind of data. Okay, we have got proper import procedure, or access, or in file statement to access the external data. I'll teach you. Okay, so how to access the external data into the SAS environment. So what we need to do, if it is an Excel sheet or CSV file, you need to use a proper procedure or statements to extract the data, and you need to convert it as a SAS data set, right? Then after that, you will be able to do all your work. So the first step, what we do, we'll be doing the data extraction. Okay, then we will be doing the data management, right? Data management, that here we'll be manipulating the data, means using this is the place we do the data processing and everything, and we'll be doing the data management, that is data analysis, right? So we have got different procedures and mathematical procedures and function to do the data analysis, and then after the analysis, we'll be creating the report. Right? So the first step is extraction. The data, then we go to the data management, and data analysis, right? So analysis, then we'll be generating the reports, right? We'll be generating the reports and sending to the client. For that, you will be reviewing the report back, and UAT testing and everything will be there. So this is the flow we need to do. So end-to-end task we'll be able to do with SAS. Okay, I'll be teaching you everything. Okay, so data extraction, data management, and data analysis, report writing, sending to the client, each and every step, we'll be doing with the SAS. Okay, so now we have a data set right now, right? We have a SAS data set, external data, other, data we'll be dealing later on. So before that, I need to teach you all the options, common options and statements that we use in SAS. Okay, so right now I have a data set called employee in my library already. Okay, I need to do the analysis, some analysis I need to do with this data set. Okay, so before that, I need to teach you all the options and statements. So this is my parent data set right now. Okay, this is my parent data set right now. So what I need to do is I need to generate a sub data set, which I need to, because see, you don't need the entire observation and entire variables to do the analysis. See, for example, let me show you one data set here. Okay, there is a data set here, car underscore sales. Okay. So here you can see, this is an Excel sheet. Okay, so there are many variables here. Okay, manufacturer, model, sales, like there are vehicle type, there are, many variables are there, and many observations are also there, right? So if I need to do the analysis on some category, we have OD, BMW, there are many, cars details are there, and there other details. There are many details, models are there, engine length, width, fuel capacity, efficiency. If you want to do the analysis on a particular car's, fuel efficiency and capacity, you don't need the entire variable. I don't need the price, or I don't need the engine size. I need only the fuel capacity, efficiency, and their car type, right? So what you're trying to do here is you are going to select the variables which we wanted to process, and you are going to select the observations which we wanted to process, right? So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the data into a new data set. Whatever the information I need, those information I'm going to copy into a new data set. To copy the data from one data set to another data set, normally we use a statement called set statement. Okay, set statement. Now, we can say data EMP1. I'm going to generate a new data set. So for the new data set, I'm going to give a name called EMP1. So you need to follow SAS naming rule while assigning the data set name. This is not only for the data set name. These names are naming rule is applied for the variable names also. Okay, so the rule I told you already, the variable name or dataset name, and even these rules will be applying in the library name. There is some exception and all that, but for the dataset name and variable name, you need to follow the same rule. Okay, so that is the reason we say SAS naming rule. So you are not supposed to start with numbers. You can start only with the letters and underscore. You are not supposed to give a space in between the dataset name or variable name. You can cover up the space with the underscore. The maximum character you can use is 32. Okay, remember this one. Anyway, I'll be sending you the notes and study materials and all. Don't worry. Okay, so data EMP1. Now set. Set for what? Copy. I have already the data set, right? From that data set, I need to copy some information. See, I'm going to copy only name and salary details because I want to submit, employee's name and salary details to the client. So I'm just copying name and salary details into the new data set. So set what? Set employee, run proc print data is equal to EMP1 run. Here I didn't mention any option, right? See what I said? I said data EMP1, new data set name, set. Set means what? Wherever you see set, that means copy. Copy employee. So you're going to copy from employee run. That means you're going to copy everything, right? So if I run this, what will happen? I've given new data set name here. Okay, EMP1 proc print data is equal to EMP. If I run this, what will happen? Everything will get copied, right? So everything will get copied. So here I've given data EMP1 set employee run proc print data is equal to EMP1 run. So 1 second, why it is not printing it? Spelling mistake, right? Here you can see I didn't give, see, spelling should be very much correct because spelling, whatever the parent data set name, you need to give the same case here. Okay, if I don't give it, see, you can see the log, I want to show you the error here. So you can see the log window. Employee data set does not exist. So this is the way, you get the error here. Employee, that means, you don't have the employee data, right? Your parent data set name is what? Employee, right? EE is there. So now if you correct it, it will run properly. Now you see it got copied everything. I didn't give any option, right, while copying. So to get name and salary details, what you need to give here? You have to give here keep. Keep stands for which variable you want to keep in the table. So while copying, I'm going to say keep is equal to name and sex. I'm going to copy only name, and here you don't need dollar symbol. Dollar symbol is needed only while reading time. Okay, while reading time you need the dollar symbol. It's already there, right? The variables are already there in the parent table, which is parent table employee, right? Employee is the parent table. So data EMP1 copy. Set means copy employee. While copying, I want to copy only what? name and sex. So run. Now proc print data is equal to emp1 run. Now you won't get any, you don't get other two variables. See, you can see name and sex copied to the data set. Right? Name and sex copied to the new data set. Now when you go here in the Explorer window, here you have two data set now. This is your employee is what? This is your parent table. EMP1 is what? Your sub data set, right? Which you generated. Is it clear? So keep option normally we used to keep the variable which we wanted to process. Now, instead of this, you can use drop also. Okay. Code when you write, you know, you will get it. Don't worry. Okay. So now you can see, instead of writing it, this keep, what you can use, drop is equal to other variable. If you drop it, name and sex variable will be in the table, right? Keep will keep the variable which we wanted to process. Drop, see, if I drop age and sex, if I drop age and sex, what will be the output? You get the same output, right? Because age and sex will drop from the table and it will keep only name and salary. So you can use for the controlling the variable, you can use keep or drop. Depends on the volume of the variable, you need to decide which option you need to use. For example, if I have 100 variable, and if I need to work with only 5 variables, or if I need to work with, see, for example, if I need to work with 95 variable, I need to work with, in that case, you can use drop option, because you need to drop only 5 variable, right? So that, you know, it will keep other 95 variable. So if I want to work with only 5 variable, in that case, what you can do, you can use keep option. So depends on the volume of the variable, you need to decide, you have to use keep or drop. Okay. And this is, you know, like set is a statement. You're starting with a keyword that we call it as a statement, right? Set is a statement, and keep here, it will act as an option. Okay. Even you can start with keep also. That time, you know, keep will be act as a statement. So you can do that, you know, keep you can use as a statement also, or you can use it as an option also. Instead of writing keep this way, what you can do, you can remove from there. Here, while set employee means you are copying everything, but next statement you're going to say keep, I'm going to say age and anything. If I give age and name, only age and name will be in the table. Name and age will be in the table. Now you see, I said I started with keep. See, set, you know, I can see set statement I enclosed with a semicolon already, and then I'm going to start with a new statement called keep. So keep, you can use it as a statement also, or you can use it as an option also. Both are fine in the data step. Okay. In the data, because some of the statements are not valid in the procedure step. I'll teach you that. Okay. One by one. Even drop also, you can use it as a statement in the data step. Keep and drop, you know, work the same way. See, if I say drop age and name, sex and salary will be in the table. You see, salary and sex is in the table, right? So keep, you can use it as an option, or you can use it as a statement. Hope it is clear. So for copying the data, you can use keep, or copying the data, you can use set statement. Okay. And while copying, if you want to keep or drop any variable, you can use keep or drop statement, or you can use keep or options in the data step. Okay. Now, the same thing I'm going to use it in the procedure step. Okay. See, the same thing. I'm just copying the same data emp1 set employee. I'm going to remove this. Okay. I'm going to remove this from there. So now you can see, I'm going to use this. See, in the previous data set, did you notice in the EMP1 data set, you have only salary and sex. Employee data set, you have everything, right? Because while copying, you copied only salary and sex, right? While copying, you copied only salary. And whenever you open, you can see here, view table is opened here. You can right click and close it, okay? because if you try to submit anything, you know, or while keeping the window open, you get an error in the log window. Your view table member is open. Okay, so it's better always close it and do your program. Now, this is the another step I'm doing. So here you can see I'm going to use keep and drop here. Okay, keep, I'm going to use it here. Keep is equal to I'm going to say name space age. Same, whatever we have used in the data step, I'm just going to replace in the procedure step. So we'll see what happened. Okay, so when I run this, see, I'm going to run this. See, data emp1 set employee run proc print data is equal to emp1. That's a new data set name. So run. Now I'm going to run. I got the output name and age, right? In the output, I got only name and age, but in the data set, you can see everything is there. In the emp1, I opened emp1 table. See, you can see work.emp1, right? That is the sub data set, right? So in this, we can see all the variable. Why? Because while in the data step, while copying, did you say anything? You didn't give any option, right? Here, you said copy everything, set employee. There is no option or statements here, right? Keep or drop option or statements here, right? So what happened? While copying, it copied everything. But while printing the data, it printed only that particular variable you mentioned, name and age. So what you understood from here? See, whatever the activity you do it in the data step, here whatever you do, the procedure step, you know, it will take only that, right? While printing the data, it will take from EMP1, you know, because, you know, while generating the EMP1 itself, you drop the variable, right? So in the procedure step also, you can see the same thing. In the report also, you can see only age and sex. But here in the data step, you didn't give anything. So in the data step, it copied everything from employee table. That means from your parent data set, it copied everything. But while printing, you have given keep name and age. So it printed only this particular variable, right? Hope you understood. And one more thing I want to tell you is, I'm just copying and pasting everything so that at the end you can take the screenshot. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is this keep name and age we have used as an option right now, right? I'm going to use as a statement. Okay. I'm going to use as a statement. Now you can see what, see here, it is a statement. Statement doesn't require any equal to symbol and dot. Do we use? So here you can see, I didn't use any, where we have used, see here you can see drop. Did I use any equal to? No. Only the option, you know, you give it in the bracket and equal to symbol and dot. Okay. So now what I'm doing, this keep, I'm going to use as a statement here. So you can see the red line. When I run this, what will happen? See, when I run this, I get all the variable here. See, name, age, salary, sex, whatever the variable is there in the parent data set, everything got printed here. And when I go to the log window, I get an error message, you know, I get a warning note, you know, I get a note saying that what. So here I can see the drop and keep statements are not supported in the procedure step, right? So in the procedure step, you have to use keep and drop option. Statements are not supported. Keep and not all the statement. I'm talking about drop and keep statements. Drop and keep statements are not supported in the procedure step. Therefore, these statements are ignored, right? So that is the reason we got all the variable. It copied all the variable from the parent data set and the same, right? We got it in the output, right? So we got 6 observation, right? In the output data set. See, you can, in the output anyway, in the data step, we didn't give anything. Only in the procedure step we have given. So procedure step, we can use only keep and drop option. You cannot use keep and drop statements. I hope it is clear. In the data step, you can use keep as an option, keep as a statement, even drop as a statement, drop as an option. But in the procedure step, you can use keep and drop only as a option. right? So this is the way we control the variable. I hope it is clear. And one more thing I want to tell you regarding this. Okay. So here, I'm going to give keep is equal to, I'm going to say name, sex, and salary. Okay, name, sex, and salary. Okay, keep is equal to name, sex, and you can give anything. Okay, keep is equal to name, sex, and salary. So now when I run this, you can see which order I have given here: name, sex, salary. The order you can see, after name I have given sex, but in the output which order? Name, salary, and sex. Name, salary, and sex. See, whatever is the parent data, which is the parent data set, this is your parent data set. In the parent data set, after name you can see salary. After, at last, you can see the variable sex, right? So whatever the order you give, that doesn't matter, So the order, it will take it from the parent data set. Okay, whatever the parent data set order, it will follow the same order. Whatever the order you give here, that doesn't matter. So if I want to print, I want to print name first, then I need to print sex, then I need to print salary. In that case, you can use var statement. Okay, VAR. VAR. Instead of using keep, if you want to decide the order while printing the data set, if you want to decide the order, you can use var statement. You can say var name, sex, salary. Var name, sex, salary. So now you can see here. Now when I run this, you can see, I'm sorry, is there anything I have given wrong? SALA. You can see, right? If you make spelling mistake, see, SAS is not at all case sensitive. Okay, if I give here capital sex, no issues. Even, the keywords, data, DATA, capital letter, even this one, like while writing the dataset name, if I give EMPLOYEE in capital, no issues. SAS will take it. See here. See, when I run this, you get the output. No issue. Even variable name, if you give it in capital, no issue. But if you make any spelling mistake, that you can see it here. Like when you go, you can see the variable SALRY is not found, right? Because, variable name, spelling mistake is matter. SAS is not at all case sensitive. Okay, only in the data we need to be careful in the case of case. Means, the data which you provide. See here, if you have given female, male, if you're pulling any female, that later on you will learn, you have to give, small f only. But in the case of variable name, dataset name, you don't have to worry. SAS is not case sensitive. Now, what we are talking about in the order of the variable, right? Because here it is name, sex, salary. I want to print name, sex, salary, because in the dataset order is, name, salary, and sex. You can see it is name, salary, and sex. So now I'm going to run with var statement. Proc print data is equal to emp1. Instead, I have used, I have used var statement here. So it will select the variable which we wanted to print, plus it decide the order of the variable. It will correct the order of the variable. Now you can see, right? Name, sex, and salary. Clear? Okay. So this is the way, even like if you want to, change only one or two variable, not only one or two, any variable. So here, for example, I want to keep, name and sex here. After name, I want to print sex, and age and salary, same order. If you have many variable, I want to just shuffle one or two or, two or three variables. Then what you can do, instead of using var statement, you can use ID statement also. Okay, because var statement, the issue is whatever the variable you give here, only those variable will come in the picture. Here age didn't come, right? See, in the last output, we don't have the age, right? Because whatever the variable you give here, only those variable it will select and print. But the ID statement, the good thing is, See, when I give ID and I'm going to give name, sex. So sex will come here. After name, sex will come. See, in the parent data set, sex is the last variable, right? Any variable, if you wanted to shuffle it, you can do this way. If I give name, sex, and rest of the variable will follow the same order. Name and sex will print first in the beginning. Okay. And age and salary will follow the same order. Okay. So ID state, see here, where statement will select the variable which we wanted to process and decides the order also. So whatever the variable you have given in the where statement, only those variable will be there in the output. Rest of the variable will not pop up. But in the ID statement, so whatever the variable you give here and rest of the variable will follow the same order. Hope it is clear. Is it clear? Okay. Good. Now we will move to how to control the observation. So we have learned keep, drop, where. The next is what? Even ID, right? Keep as an option we learned, drop as an option we learned, keep as a statement, drop as a statement, and where as a statement, and where an ID statement we can use only in the data step. I'm sorry, where an ID statement we can use only in the procedure step. Okay, where and ID statement we can use only in the procedure step. Okay, great. Next. So next we can use first OBS and OBS. First OBS and OBS. So this normally we use to control the observation. Okay. So you are thorough with the keep, drop, where, and ID statement, right? Okay. It's very simple. Drop tells SAS which variable you want to drop from the data set. Keep tells SAS which variable you want to keep in the data set, right? And where and ID, I'm sure you got it. Any doubt you can ask me. Anyway, I'll be providing you the exercise sheet so that, once you do the lab work, it will be very much clear for you. So do I need to continue or do I need to take it in the next class? Okay. Because we have learned only how to control the variables, right? Now we need to go with how to control the observations. Okay. So we can see it in the next class. Okay. So we just started, the introduction, that's all. Okay. And in that, we'll be learning all the options, statements and everything. And after that, we'll be moving into the file extraction. Okay. CSV and delimited files, text files, everything, Then library, how to generate the library and combining the data sets. Okay, so you might have heard about merging, right? So because you don't get the sufficient information from one data set. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to combine multiple data sets together. Okay, so after library, we'll be moving to combining the data sets and then all the formats and labels, associated with the data and dealing with the Excel spreadsheet and if conditional subsetting, if, where, like everything. So subsetting, because sometimes, the subsetting we won't be able to do with first OBS and OBS. So you have to do the, and not only that, condition, we will be using it here and there, and do loop and date, SAS dates, and character function, numeric function, array, and all the titles, and then customized reports, proc report, proc summary, proc frequency, to do the statistical analysis, we need to all these things: proc means, proc summary, proc frequency, and tabular reports, proc tabulate, ODS, proc graph, and even proc format, proc transpose, and macros, proc SQL, and even proc copy, everything, everything will be covered in this. Okay, so see you tomorrow. You are fine with this time, right? Okay. You mean to, okay. 8 a.m., right? Your time, 8 a.m. Yeah, fine. Okay, see you tomorrow then. Class will be Sunday through Thursday. You can pick 4 days also. It's up to you. Yeah, it's better if you skip Tuesday's class. Yeah, instead of skipping Monday, because Tuesday I'm a little bit busy. So no, if you want to take 5 days, I'm okay. But 4 days, each and every session you will be getting the lab work and everything. So in the beginning, it's okay if you take 5 sessions. It's up to you. Okay. I understand. I understand. Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow you will be able to, yeah, tomorrow is, yeah, fine. Wednesday, right? Yeah. Okay. No, the same, like your morning and my evening. So the day will not change, the same day. Okay. Thank you.